So, Debbie Hensleigh here in La Paz, Mexico. Awesome. So, and I'm with Lela Sankerelli. See? Yeah. And Lela's been the master of the boat for the last 5 days that we've been here. So I'm excited to talk to you, Lela, because we had a discussion where you were thinking about your ThirdThird. You didn't know that's what you were doing until I told you the ThirdThird.
Right, exactly. No, we just, exactly.
So
I guess you defined it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to ask you the little questions I ask everybody that I interview. Sure. So first off, how old are you?
I am 57 years old.
Oh, okay. So you're a long time before your ThirdThird. 3 whole years.
Well, yes, but I've lived, I feel honestly, I feel about 65.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm in that, almost ready, like, what shall I do out of retirement? Like,
perfect.
After Panterra.
Perfect. So describe the very best part of your life now, but one of the things we'll say is we'll definitely send people to Panterra.com so they can maybe experience you and your boat and all of that sometime. But
there's a dolphin in the bay, sorry. Oh my
gosh. Really?
Watch, he'll just come up. No, he's in here feeding. There, see?
Oh yeah. Sorry. No, that's beautiful.
Oh my goodness. The best part of my day. Well,
so what's the best part of your life right now?
Right now? The best part of my life right now is, it's got to be my work. That's for sure. Yeah, and I would say it's the harmony of the work and working with a great team, and there's harmony, there's no fighting or backstabbing, there's no bad energy. It's just a beautiful energy. And with that beautiful energy from the group, from the team, the Panterra team, with that all extraordinarily gets put into put out there where the guests get to feel that.
Yes.
And then they get embraced into that, and then we go out and seize a moment of, there's a dolphin.
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
Absolutely.
And so the work that you do right now is you have this boat, and then you host people here and give amazing adventure that might be, personal story, out of their comfort zone, but end up being just a lovely experience. So thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome. No, that's great.
So how different is your life now than it was in your first third when you were in that learning stage of 0 to 30?
Okay, so it has changed considerably. In my early days, I was a lot younger. When I started Panterra, I was 25 years old.
Oh, wow.
So we're talking 33 years ago, or 32 years ago. So I had this vision, and I wanted to work at sea. I wanted to have a business at sea. I fell in love with the sea. And so being 5 foot nothing, 5'2", being a woman,
right,
and being of a being not of, how would I put it? Being colored.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna mince words.
Yeah.
And so those 3 things right off the bat in a man's world. So I started my business with 12 sailboats, 12 captains, 6 marine biologists, and we took kids out sailing to the Gulf Islands in Canada, and I had designed a program, a curriculum, and the kids were getting credits, and it was going great. And then my captains, so to answer your question, it got to the point where there was a lot of jealousy that I was pulling off something like, how could this, and this is what ended it and moved me to really develop the Mexico, was I was a Christmas party, and one of my captains got drunk and said to me, he got mad and said something, and he said, "You're nothing but a little sawed-off Indian. You're a booking agent." That was the first part of my life when I had to fight that stereotype that I was putting, what was it, a square peg into a round hole or whatever.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't understand how I could do it. So they tried to do it on their own. So that was what I was dealing with. I was dealing with everything you could throw at me was being thrown at me. But it wasn't them as well. I would give back I would give back twice of the bad energy I was getting. Just because I had to stand my ground. And so that was the first struggle. Sometimes I would get up and it'd be like, oh my God, how am I going to pay all these guys? And, where did the money go? And blah, blah. And then that was the first third. Then into the second ThirdThird phase,
right?
I caught on how to do it. And then, so this is what I would say is the last stage. This is definitely the last stage of my business. This is 32 years now. And it has, for me, it's been a gift because I accomplished what I set out to accomplish.
Yeah.
And now I'm blessed with this amazing crew, this amazing part of the world, and opportunity to meet such a diversity of people, groups of people.
Yeah.
And from all different walks of life, but we've all come together for one thing, just an amazing life experience. So how cool and blessed am I to be able to do that?
That is cool. And I have to say that's really hard for me to imagine you, although I believe you, but you're just such a different person than that little angry, defensive kind of back in your face person. So really cool that, that transformation. So
most people that know me in business, can I swear?
Of course you can.
Would consider me an asshole.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And that's because I don't put up with beans from anything.
Yeah.
From anybody or anything. So there is that side of me, but it rarely comes out.
Yeah. Well, and I think you just, when you have standards and goals and things like that, you have to hold your ground. So I get that. I would not describe you that way at all.
Well, gosh, no, because look at the beauty that we've had and the energy of this group.
No, it's wonderful. So maybe that behind the scenes is what gave us such a great experience.
Could be. I never thought of it.
Okay, so one of my things is just encouraging people to live life on purpose. So for you, it's like if, what would you say living on purpose is or looks like?
That's a good question. So I think it comes naturally to people. And so there are those that will spend their lives doing everything for everybody else. No, not that's it. Maybe working for a living, but they have this schedule of what is expected in life and how you grow and what you accomplish and society's definition of a successful citizen. So throwing that all out the window, I've gone by my own values that I've learned from experience. If you're going to put out bad energy, Lee, you're going to get it back. And I'm that type of person. So I've stopped doing that. I've stopped putting out that bad energy. So to answer your question, for me, it's giving back. So when we go out, like we went to Ensenada Cortez and visited the community, and that man who had hurt his hand, and then the elderly man who was hidden in his little home, and he needed some first aid medication, and so that was to be able to just give, and it was not even something I had to think about. It was just natural.
Sure.
So if you're going to, by definition of living life with a purpose, it's about giving back and being kind and gentle, and giving back for all the people that did that for me.
Sure. Yeah. That was really a cool experience. And so last question, number 5, is what advice do you have for others for who are thinking of designing their ThirdThird? Because, it's a lot of times when we are in that process of just earning a living and all that, we aren't thinking about, oh man, I might live to be 90. And so from 60 to 90, I have 30 more years. What am I going to do with it? So what advice would you have? And when we were talking the other day, you're like, I'm figuring out what I want to do in those years. So what advice might you give to somebody?
Right. I don't really have a 60 to 90.
Yeah.
A 60 to 70 maybe.
Yeah.
And then after that, there's no vision of that after that. And if I were to pass at 70, I would be a very happy camper.
Sure.
But from the end of Panterra, which would be 2 or 3 years that I have to, I'll be 60 and I'll have to come out of the field. I'm supposed to retire or something. Yeah. And I'd like to come out of the field. But what I'd like to do is I've had an invitation to go up north into Baffin Island, up into Hope Bay, and teach the indigenous, the indigenous science, ecotourism. What I'd like to do is teach ecotourism with the melting of the Northwest Passage. I think that the indigenous peoples should have the first shot of the ecotourism.
And so this is Vancouver Island.
Yes.
Right?
No,
Yeah,
this
or-
is northern Canada, up in
Oh,
the
even further.
yeah, Baffin Island, up in
Okay.
Hope Bay, like way up into the
Yeah.
the shores of the
Okay.
Northwest Passage.
My Canadian geography is pretty much.
Oh, yeah,
I
no,
know
that's
that. I
okay.
know Vancouver's on the west and Newfoundland's on the east, and
yeah.
that's about it. So, okay, great. This is wonderful. Thank you so much for your
Oh,
time.
you're very welcome.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for the experience. It was awesome. I even learned to enjoy scuba diving. So thanks.